And how's everyone doing today? Hope you guys had a good night. Oh man. Come on, game. There we go. Show up. We really do have to get back to Fabula Ultima one of these days. I'm disappointed in myself for not keeping up with that after setting it up. But yeah, time for more Final Fantasy VIII. That's back, that's forward. Pull up the map and start exploring. So we can go deep ocean. So we can do some exploring here. Problem is, a lot of the map is these great goblin ass cliffs that we can't really go over. See? Can't get up there. So while theoretically we can explore the world, the reality is we've gotta find the places where we can get up. Is that one of them? Yes, it was. Does this mean this is near Trabia? Hmm. So apparently that area just doesn't like us. And we just can't push through there, apparently. Huh. Nothing here. Hmm. But that looks like a chocobo. There's the garden. I knew it was near here. Okay, what kind of enemies are we fighting here? I think this is the enemy that gives us mesmerized plays. Yeah, it is. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. No, we're visiting Travia right now. But yeah, no, we're not far off from that part. Yeah. Selfie's kind of in a I need to find out what happened to where I grew into my previous garden mode right now. Yeah. Yeah. Fortunately, we shouldn't be. Oh, Thundaga. All right. All right, let's keep looking around. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's Squall, so there is a magazine there. Yeah. No, you're right. It is kind of neat how they did it, but mm, bro, there's a ball right next to you. Yeah, I think it's Centra. Good to know that you can get Aura here. Need to remember to. Hmm. Yeah, it's also one of the most useful, because it does give you. It's basically instant access to your limit breaks. Won't let us leave this area. Oh, basketball. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. Zell, she's the only one here without garden training. She doesn't think like you guys. Yeah. You'd think somebody who willingly became a resistance member would be okay with it, but at the same time, it's like the way Timber treated resistance groups was almost like a game, you know? Yeah, kinda. You know, especially with Zone and Watts, how they were. And the fact that there are so many different resistance members that they can pretty much just hand off who's the active party to another person. That feels weird. Fits the scenario, but it doesn't. Yeah, yeah, it's true. To be fair, I think part of that is why after this game, 9 was just such a paradigm shift. Why it just felt so weird. It felt like it threw people off because you have 8 that hit on all these kind of dark adult topics. Yeah, and then it goes back to the childish, to the sometimes childish fantasy with the very childish acting, graphics. It was a bit of a whiplash, and I think that combined with 8's rather unique mechanics also contributed, you know. Yeah, I think this is about when they realize all of them except Renoa. Yeah. This is about when everyone realizes that they were all in the same orphanage. hmm I know, it's like one of the darkest parts of the fucking, you know, of the fucking story is using the thing that gives them the edge is what literally is causing half the problems that they have. But so the way it works here is most of the characters out of all of the members that were in that orphanage, Irvine's used GFs the least because that's just not how Galbadia Garden, operated. So he remembers more. You know, and it's legitimately a case of, out of everyone that was there, Renault is the only party member who wasn't in that orphanage. So it just feels like it feels like she's an outsider. You know, even among the party, you know? Yeah, no, you're right. It probably is intended that way. Wait, you see that shirt, don't you? You see that shirt right there, don't you? Cypher was one of the kids, too. Mm-hmm. Still had that yee ass haircut even back then. They really they really just could not decide you know haircut idea for him other than you know other than that, you know. I feel like there was supposed to be something else you could see in this scene, but I don't remember it. Snowvilliers was, yes, means it means out of all of them, the only one who got adopted was Zell, which technically makes him the most successful orphan of the group because he got away from being an orphan. To be fair, we never see his dad. We never see Zell's dad, only his mom. So for all we know, he's dead. Yeah, parent. Wait. Wait. Who does that? Elone had a mother, and she treated Laguna like that uncle who was as good as a dad. Yeah. Hmm. So how did she end up in the orphanage? Does that mean Rain's dead? Okay, so his dad is present. He just doesn't remember. We just never see him. I think this is where we get the info dump about the GFs affecting our memory. Yeah, and that none of them are dressed in any sort of beach clothes. I know. Oh, so Quistis was adopted too, but it didn't work out, so they dumped her at the garden. Oh wow, that's dark as fuck. Quistis just realized that the feelings of romance she's thought she's had for Squall this entire time have just been big sister feelings. That's a little world shattering to her view. Yep. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, right here. Right here. He remembers. Oh God, Selfie, what'd you do? This explains so much about Selfie. That she was using a GF as a child. Hmm? Oh, oh, here we go. Recognize that hair? Yep. There we go. They all grew up with her as a mother figure until they were adopted. Yes, we do. We do. Here's the thing, and if I remember this correctly, the idea that's taking control of Galbadia is not their matron. It's the sorceress from the future using her taking her over. It's the same with all the sorceress. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, no. Oh no, we're literally hallucinating. We're literally hallucinating these locations. We're not actually here. This is us hallucinating, a mass hallucination that Renoa is not a part of, even though she was right there. It's legit. About the only other explanation you have is they're literally all standing together in a group talking, and Renoa's just just out around the corner right now. There she is. They're not even in the same position. They literally just hallucinated that. Yeah. Now, here's the thing, and we've known this other piece since the beginning of the game. Yeah. Um, Sid's last name is Kramer. He's known the sorceress is his wife, which is why which is why he, when it came down to decide whether they were going to fight the sorceress or not, he handed off responsibility to Squall because he didn't want to have to be the one to point his finger and say, "We're going to kill my wife." It really is a case of he's a coward, but you understand why he's a coward. You know, but at the same time, he's also pretty fucking brave because he's spent all these years putting together the infrastructure needed for the world to have a chance to get to fight back if his wife lost control of her, of the powers she had. You know, so on one side, he's a shitty person, but he's also a good person. Yeah. I'll be honest, that they do like pulling pieces from the past of Final Fantasy into the present. Like, it wasn't until 6 that they stepped away from. It wasn't until 6 they stepped away from the freaking. Yeah. It was, but legitimately, it wasn't until 6 that they stepped away from the concept of the crystals are the reason the world is like it is. You know? They had 5 games where the main Deus Ex Machina was crystals. Oh, they jumped back to it with tactics on Tactics Advance. You know? It wasn't just, I mean, and on some level they went back to it with 12-2, not the way you thought. Tactics Advance 2 just felt weird, so I don't really count that one. Alright, now let's remember the way out of here. I mean, to be fair, you're not wrong. I think the reason I don't jive with Tactics Advance 2 as much is because I didn't get a chance to finish playing. Now, it's always worth noting, when we're talking about the Tactics series, is that if you're going to talk about Final Fantasy Tactics, you have to remember that 12 and 12-2 are also part of that series. Okay, we can't go under that. There is a 12-2. It's not very well known because it was a DS game, but it is there. Yeah, Revenant Wings. That was 12-2. I mean, hell, the only reason I even consider calling it 12-2 in order to trying to remember specific names is because 10 made the habit, called its a sequel 10-2. 13 called it sequel 10-2. They made a precedent for calling it that, so honestly, it felt contrived that they managed to rope in Bagamnon into all that they did. A lot of the stuff from 12.2 felt like an ass pull. Felt like they were trying to recapture the magic of tactics without actually trying to, being tactics. (13.2) was mechanically 13.2 was better than 13 as far as gameplay mechanics, but the story feels less, you know? It's not bad, it just feels like it feels like 13.2 and 13.3 were a bit of an ass pull. Yeah. Fair enough. Lightning was their attempt to create a female Cloud. That's that's all you have to do. Remember when you think, oh, this character sucked. It was them trying to make a female Cloud. But it's like that is an interesting way to refer to somebody lacking a personality. They had their personality hole scrubbed. That's a new one. Honestly, out of all the characters from 13, Hope is the one I like the least. And I think it's because the one major personality trait that that you saw from him right away was that he immediately trauma bonded. You know, like they didn't even try to explore him as the character before they trauma bonded him to, to Lightning, and had him try to be her, become her. Like out of all of the characters in 13 that could have ended up with Hope, with Lightning for that period of time, Hope was the wrong one. Kid did not deserve that. I feel like I'm in the right area but the wrong location. No, you're right. Honestly, Sazh is the best character. Sazh is the best character in the game. And they did him dirty in 3. Yeah. Yeah, it's like so. They I don't remember I remember I remember the freaking battle, but I don't remember this scene at all. Can't talk to Nita here, so you must be expected to go down. But it's not really. Never, you know, didn't never really picked up wrestling. You got, I have a former roommate who's all about it, but not much about it. Alright, so we can't use Zell. Guess that means we'll take Irvine. That that would probably be pretty entertaining. Yeah, dude, that's the biggest positive about that's the biggest positive about Final Fantasy VIII is they did a fantastic job on the cutscenes. I think we're supposed to head for the quad right now. Yes, this is where we get Cerberus when we invade into Galbadia Garden. I can't remember. Did we equip Pandemona? We have not yet. Looks like Pandemona doesn't give us anything to anyone that we don't already have. So this one kind of needs a good solid offensive option. I don't want Encounter Happier. I'm like the XP. I know I don't need it, but I want it. This is also the first of the GFs that doesn't come with a freaking refine ability, which is worth noting. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I was watching a YouTube video the other day of somebody who decided to play the entire game without junctioning. Yeah, you don't even get healing. There's no healing in that during combat. Well, we found Zell. Like, there's nothing. All you'll have the entire time. Yes. Yeah. Everything other than attack is a GF ability. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a serious level of masochism. You're not wrong. All right. Well, if they're here, that means we have to head for the front gate. Get back to the bridge. All right. Look, as he limp wrists it. Its attack ring is in full attack mode right now. It's the battle of two mountain-sized Beyblades. My question is, why did they build catapults for motorcycles? What possessed them that they thought that was a good idea? You know, half those dudes missed that jump. No, no. Alexander comes later during the second Edea fight, I believe. Oh, really? This is the time for that? And what's worse? What's worse here? What's worse here is we just got finished with a cutscene where Quistis, realizes that what she thought were feelings for Squall was not. Ow. Quistis, throw down your freaking... Quistis, you've got a whip. Throw it down there. Hey, okay, so let's think about what just happened. Squall just finished basically telling them, make sure you take care of her. Zell gives her Squall's ring, and then she immediately, gets put into this situation. Yeah. Like, what was the point of equipping her with GFs? They are just going after Quistis. Finally, one that hits Zell. Yeah. I'm not even bothering with the, with the boost. I have bad luck with the boost. If you've seen me over the last few streams, I've had horrible luck with boost. Such a random ass ability, too. Like, yeah, it's nice, but... It's nice to be able to boost the damage, but the way it does it is just so... Yeah. The funny thing is, apparently the first time people realized that Spider Mech was able to be beaten, was ironically and hilariously the demo. You could fight it during the demo, and people figured out how to beat it in the time period of the demo. Yeah, you had 30 minutes, and they managed to do it in the demo. That's right up there with beating the entirety of Ocarina of Time in the demo on the GameCube. Which they did too. Oh yeah, I know. I am not saving. We've left somebody hanging on a cliff. I'm not saving that. All I gotta say is whoever they got... Selfie-Quistis is the least, okay. I only have one thing to say. Also, yeah, no, that one promo image is still peaked. I only have one thing to ask. It would not let me pause there. I only have one thing to ask. Why the fuck is our steering system for Balaam Garden a giant stick that requires somebody to use their entire body weight to move? And theirs behaves like it's a freaking, like it's the cockpit of a car or something. Like, hey Sarah, how you doing? Like, legitimately, that garden just threw that itself into a hairpin turn. How you doing, Sarah? Having a good day? Yeah, he told me. I haven't looked at it yet. Other than seeing the announcement. Probably gonna check it out in the get it in the morning when I get paid. I like the things that we got from it. The things we're getting in the DLC are nice. Another alternate an alternate jump drive, that's not the Prototech jump drive is nice. I know it's not going to be mechanically different, but the fact that yeah, I like the new curved blocks too, yeah. Weirdly enough, their suits are more realistic than than most of the things in it. Yeah, oh yeah, nice new landing gear is nice. Honestly, the least thing in it is oh crap. I forgot to equip. This is gonna suck. I forgot to equip. Oh, Quistis is still. I knew there was a reason I stuck Quistis in the party. Yeah. It's true though. It's true though. And yeah, the new landing gear is nice. The new landing gear is nice. Alright, let's heal up. We just got some high potions. Honestly, I'm more interested in the mesmerized blades for the weapon upgrades. Yeah. Really? Wow, if you take so long to beat the game, it can actually change colors. Wow. Hey yo, why is Scalbedia Garden trying to dry hump the Balaam Garden? Oh, fun. Oh no, not first. Well, I'm just taking a tour of all the floors today, ain't I? Really, I just have one thing I have to ask. Who designed the seed uniforms? Who designed the seed uniforms? Because why is it that the female seed uniform has a skirt that short? It was no more. That explains so much. Fair enough. Hmm? I don't like. I like the faces. Yeah. Honestly, I mostly just call it kitsch, but yeah, yeah. Yeah, don't remind me how old Final Fantasy VIII is. I'm 39, man. Mm. Mm. He really gives them a. He gives them a. I know it hurts, but fucking YOLO speech. Mm. All right, and Squall is equipped, so I swear if that is Mark. Yeah, female student 8. Yeah. Oh god, I forgot about this part. I don't remember what I'm supposed to do here. Yeah, and with no indicators involved, I know. Guess who gets to do that? I am not even lying. Yeah. Oh, seriously. How are you? Yeah, it is literally just rock, paper, scissors, but half the time you can't see what's going on. So how am I supposed to freaking, you know, how am I supposed to freaking play when I can't see? Yeah, no. Half the time it feels like my input is delayed beyond, like, yeah, and I tried to do it, and instead the guy kicked me. There we go. Have to wait until we go through this entire cutscene, though. Like, the train sequence was easy compared to this. Like, legitimately, the train sequence was easy compared to this. This was stupid. Yeah. Got so there's something to point out here. There's no way that wasn't a time period of several minutes, possibly up to 10 to 15. Or, it plays out fast for us as the player, but What kind of fucking grip does she have to be able to hold on to a bus to that broken concrete for that long? She got what the fuck? Did she find a good piece of rebar to freaking wedge her feet on? Ooh. Yeah, yeah. Well, no, yeah, no, seriously. Squall, when you finally, when you, if you two find, do end up doing anything, just be careful. The calluses, needed, that you're gonna get during that kind of grip. Redeemer, if you'd like to, fight back, just type exclamation accept. And it'll find you out in the middle of the screen. You know, uh, you can actually earn them. This is one of the ways you can earn them. Um, if you go down to you can unlock, additional ones. Now, this is where we literally name the GF that the final boss junctions themselves to. Do we want to name him something weird, or do we want to leave him as Griever? Yeah, fair enough. It's just a shame we never actually get to use him ourselves. An easy boss? Alright. There we go. It'd be wrong to make her. He is. He is. It's even funnier because Griever as a GF is literally what happens when a sorceress, as you said, takes somebody's persona and decides to turn it into a power. Made even worse by the fact that essentially the whole idea of it being related to sorcerers at all comes from Rinoa. Literally, Ultimecia takes the idea of it from Rinoa's mind and uses it against the party. Which just, yeah. Hmm? Yeah, pretty much. Just need to make sure I'm all junctioned up. Yeah, don't ask me. Mesmerize apparently refines into regen, at least in Life Magic refine. Um, also refines into Mega Potions, yeah. Might have to spend some time farming Mesmerized Blades, get full regen on somebody. Alright, let's save. Despite... Yeah, alright. Alright. Now where the F am I? This feels like the wrong way. There are a few that haven't been added to the into the collection, properly. All right, finally we got a fight. All right, come on. Oh, I missed the... Come on. Come on. At this point, Zormura, I am convinced that you just have so many of them that it doesn't bother giving you anymore. It never seems to give you them anymore. I just do not. Hey, another boss. Bro, they just made that monster fart out of its mouth. I want y'all to realize that. Mm-hmm. The downside of the mud command. Every freaking enemy tells you, tells you they have nothing after you beat them, after you steal from them. Bro, did he just commit suicide? That was creative. That was creative, and I actually kind of approve. I had not realized I had put Pandemona on somebody who already had 3. That's my bad. Mm-hmm. That's the most mature thing I think you'll ever hear from them. I am trying to remember what path I have to take in this place. I mean, you're not wrong, but we like them for that. Raijin's got that bro energy, even if he is a bit of a... No, Raijin's the guy, Fujin's the girl. Fair enough. I forgot this is another hunt the key card scenario. What's worse is it's called Creeper. Its name is Creeper. Like, if there was any freaking, you know, if there was anything in this game indicating that yes, there's a bit of a there's a bit of a, I think this is the third floor. If there's anything indicating Japanese high school, influences, it's that right there. The fact that the creepers are just these formless shadows. And that one of their moves is called Heartbreak. Yeah. I think the ease on this one because there's not really anything useful. Well, that's if I use it in battle. That it takes up an ability I'd use otherwise. I'm trying to get this one. I think I'm... Oh, wait. I've got strength bonus available? Ah, why would I not? It's more than halfway through that one. I had not realized that said GF recovery medicine. I thought that just said recovery medicine refined. Why my brain is... No, let's get the junctions done. They have been abusing. Wonder if there's a downside to drinking that many potions. You know? God, could you imagine overdosing on on magic potions in a Final Fantasy game? Honestly, I'm a little surprised they haven't implemented that in one of the newer games yet. Yeah, yeah. They really do that. Or to use the meme example, cheese in Skyrim. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Which explains why you recover from skooma in a matter of minutes instead of the hours to days it seems to take other people. Yeah, it did. It did. Oh, you're finally playing 14 online? Kizakoto does feel weird. Pandemona at least. Um, yeah. I will say this about Pandemona, and I'm pausing because the volume for the game is lower for you guys than it is in my ears, and it's making hurting my head for so I need a moment. Yeah. Where's Rama? Um Pandemona makes sense. Pandemonium makes sense, but at the same, from a they didn't really have one that was pure wind typed, at this point. You know, 6 doesn't count because it kind of went everywhere. But the the Garuda 5, no, Garuda was an enemy. Um but the the fact that it stores the air it sucks in a bag on its back makes me think of that wind jar from uh the from Skyward Sword or Minish Cap, whichever one it is. Yeah, no, I can't really think of a recurring wind summon. They consistently have water, ice, fire, you know, lightning, earth, but they brothers feels weird because I was expecting it to be Titan. Yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me. Wind wind is kind of always treated as that element that exists. There are plenty of things weak to it, but we kind of ignore it. Like it's kind of treated as that element nobody likes to admit exists. Even though multiple of the early games feature talking about the wind crystal. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Yeah. I can't even think. Did they even mention anything called Titan in this game? I don't think they did. It's another one of those just freaking weird things that this game does. I will say one thing I am happy about in this game is they tried really hard to not reuse uh enemy models. They tried really hard not to. Yeah. Instead, they just had enemies showing up in places they really shouldn't. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, I know Elnoil. Honestly, with that one, it feels more like Elveret is just it's the same species as Elnoil. It's just ended up in a weird place. Like it was an outcast of its species that kind of ended up in a weird place. It doesn't feel like it was like it's so much because if I remember correctly, they have pretty similar HP. Oh, it's the infamous hockey rink. I mean, a lot of Final Fantasy 2 does that a lot with bosses. You know, they're just early game, they're just, versions of the same character, of the same enemy early that you fought earlier in the game. You know, bosses just, you know, oh, right, I maxed out. Why is that already purple again? Yeah. I still find these enemies hilarious. Yeah, the propagators are freaky. Dun, 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 dun. God. I have not kept up with 14 like I should have. It just got a little expensive for me to maintain. So I have not kept up with it like I should have. Stormblood was phenomenal, but I was part of a of a free company, and I was the newest person in it, and I was so far behind that I power played through right up and only got caught up the day before Stormblood released. And it just, no, I had to, it was Shadowbringers, the fourth, third expansion, and I got burnt out and I had to stop playing. Really? Meridanium? Fair enough, Meridanium. It wasn't hard, but it was annoying. Yeah, that's really all that's left for her. Really? What the fuck? Yeah, no. No, I can see where that would be stressful and irritating. I remember my own experiences with that particular the thing with the Castrums and with the Castrum raid, especially at the is they turned into a joke after a while. It was like, why are we even bothering this? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one. The free company I was part of used to hold a weekly, once weekly, we called it movie night, where we went through the ARR final raids. Yeah. Oh, Eden? I never did Eden. I never did the Eden raid. I wasn't. I feel like I know that one. But my brain is just not grokking the name. They really have been going after Selphie. The enemies have. Oh, yeah, no. Orban Monastery. It gives me all of that happy Final Fantasy 12. Orban gives me all that Final Fantasy 12 happiness, memories. Because that's what it's based on, is 12. If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, I want to say that. Well, that's just it. They're the same universe. 12 and Tactics are the same universe. No. 14's a weird one. It's technically tied to all of the previous games through various references, but it's not any one specific. No. It is actually it is not Ivalice. It 14's a weird one. It's weird. It's got pieces of all of the Final Fantasy games, but not in the normal way. There are Vieira and there are Banga Numo. Yes, you are correct on that, if I'm remembering correctly. But the Vieira are originally from a different planet. It really... 14's a hard one to explain because theoretically with the way it is, we have the potential to visit the worlds from the other Final Fantasy games because, after the revelation of the whole, you know, one planet divided, broken into multiple. I hate to describe it that way, but it's more accurate than I'm comfortable with, I think. I just don't even want to deal with that guy. That is an annoying fight. Just get past the spot where Cerberus would be. Nope, he's right up here. All right, let's do this. Honestly, battle royales were a mistake in the first place. Yeah, but Fortnite was around before that. That's why I say battle royales were the real problem. Oh, damn it. It still technically is. You can still access that mode. It just hasn't been updated in forever and a day. Yeah, no, viewers it is stupid. You know? You get 2 gold over time. You get it over time, man. Hmm? Yeah, no, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, you can do that. Or give. I think it. I can't remember the freaking, command properly. Ah. Did that just not deal damage just then? Really? Are you just chain casting Thundaga on one guy? Yeah, no, I know. I know. It wouldn't be a problem, but Selfie was in the middle of casting Carbuncle when he berserked her. You know? And she was the one with the Asunas. No, it's yeah, no, I agree. I did not get a steel pipe until until way later in the game than I should have. I just could not find one. I'm pretty sure that makes spell number 5 in a row before I got off a move. Number 6. That. Yeah. Yeah. I just got. I just. Ah. That was. Yeah, no, I really dislike this. Give me a sec. The game. The game wants to reboot every time you I don't know why it pinned. My freaking mouse went to a weird place. Alright, what do I have? I think, yeah, I've got the shear trigger, not the default weapon, but doesn't change much. All right, now I need to remember where I am in the story. In the hunt. Because the item cards don't show up in your inventory. I have one open. Do I have two? Do I save after two, or do I have to go find two again? Okay, good. I did save two. Now I just need to remember, is there a... Yes, there is. I can access the save point again. Alright. Now if I could just walk without getting into a fight every 5 seconds. This would be solved by using encounter half, I know. At least unless he starts throwing around dispels again. Ooh, that would be wild. And that would actually result in us reflecting the boss, actually. Yeah, well, I'm not using face cam until I get back into a place of my own because I can't green screen here. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. I'm gonna beat him. I'm not gonna pass up a GF if I can help it. I just gotta remember, I also don't want to use Pandemonium on it. Because it's immune to to wind. I should have healed. Really? That would be an error with the avatars then, yeah. Go, Angelo. He has 10,000, so that's 1,000 off already. Really? Alright, yeah, as long as he doesn't start throwing triple dispel, I'm not even gonna bother playing with the boost every time I screw it up. Besides, I just dealt more damage unboosted than I did with the boost, so... Problem is, if you don't get you over 100 when you're using boost, you actually lose damage. Yeah, fair enough. Diablos looks so damn cool, but he feels like he's so damn useless in combat. Like, yeah, he can... Yeah, he deals 2-stage damage, but you can't kill with it. Yeah, oh yeah, no, I know. Also, it's funny. It's funny. Technically, Cerberus means spot. He's literally, you know, Hades literally named his dog Spot. Yeah, I never thought about maybe we should just cast Dispel on him. Make him waste a turn recasting triple. Nice, congrats. Also, it feels like the older brother cheats here. Still funny to me, though. That happens. I don't know. Hey, we won. It doesn't make sense to have Squall have a hit boosting stat because his Gunblade already has 255%. Now I just need to find the third lock key. I haven't gone up here yet. just don't feel like fighting that. It's a 2,000-3,000 damage fight, you know, for no reason. I don't want to go in there. I want to go around to the other side of the room. Hmm. I saw that. Yeah, you had the 69. Couldn't steal. No, no poison gas. It farted. Nah, that was not cool. How much HP does this thing have? Oh, and it has 2 magics we don't have, apparently. Oh, it has flare. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's try to stock up on flare. I'm not gonna bother trying to completely stock. I'm just gonna freaking move on. Can you stop gnawing on selfie repeatedly? You know what? I need to find out. That was asinine. That fight was like that. What was I? Oh, right. That's what I wanted to do. There we go. Fish should be dealing a lot more damage now. I think this is the one that goes. Yeah, knew that one was there. There's a third person somewhere we've got to get a key card from, and I don't know where. Oh, that's the third one. All right, let's do this. Oh, come on. Uh, all right, time to take on the sorceress. Hmm. you want to keep throwing around spells, I'll just set them up to bounce back at you. Alright. Let's do this. Dun, 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 Oh man, of course, as soon as I start this part of the game, now I'm yawning constantly. One more reason for me not to be throwing down boosts, because I would 100% mess them up. I feel like I need to scan him. You say that. You say that, Cypher, but you got beaten last time. Not even like barely. You know, we pretty much mollywopped you. Yes, bounce the Aga spell off of me onto you again. This is probably only going to deal like 600 this time, but it's damage. Oh, nice. I'd like to point out his big special technique is oh, I was about to say, is he literally chain? Lucy, Eagles, Innocent. Auditorium, auditorium. Oh, no, I know where it is. Get out of the fight. Come on. There we go. Why would they put a... Hmm. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, Drama Queen Munch. Is it just a Dia or is it a Dia with Cypher? Oh, come on. I love how Counter Rockets is literally just it's giving us all double and triple. Like a name like Counter Rockets, and it's not actually doing damage, just boosting us. Let's do this. Honestly, the fight against Cypher here feels sad. Because this isn't the cocksure, angry asshole. This is the deluded, brainwashed, desperate individual who thinks he's in the right. How you doing, Sarah? Again. Good luck. Is it what your grandma had? Alright. Yeah. And what did you think? All right, cool. He really does not learn. Cypher does not learn, and it's sad. No, I understand. Yeah, what's up? Yep, I remember you told me about that one. Yeah, got therapy. Get therapy tomorrow. Nice, we got Alexander. All right. That would be really tough. Huh. I'm not sure you could manage that. But it'd be interesting to try. What's the fail con? Really? One-shot Reaper? Might be fun to try. Fair enough. What? You just got put on me. Now she's chain casting Maelstrom. No, I don't work tonight. Yeah, sure. Fair enough. And Edea with the freaking just, you know, casual casting of death continually. Single. Can I scan her? Does have reflect up. Don't tell me it reflects scan. Okay, good. My only character left is the one without the life spell. and the boss is casting instant death. We saved right before it. Do we try again? It's basically a gauntlet. We have to go through Cypher again, and then we face off against Adia after we've already been in battle for without any healing or any respite. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it here for the day. Um, I'm I think I'm gonna call it here for the day. It's been 3 hours, so I will see you guys tomorrow. We are going to face off against Adia again. Beat her. Gotta beat her. And see where that takes us. I know we're not far off from the Esthar part of the game, and that part gets weird, even by 8 standards. But we'll come out of it with Alexander, and Alexander is a giant castle mecha raining holy light on the enemy, and that's always fun. All right. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow. Catch you later. Peace.